Okay, it is 7 o'clock. We'll call the meeting to order.
There are 6 councilors present. We do have a quorum.
Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Special orders of the day.
There is a proclamation recognizing the City of Beloit election inspectors for 2016 elections.
Councilor DeForest.
Thank you.
All right, we do have some people with us this evening who have helped us at our election polling places, and I'd like to ask them to come and join me at the podium at this time, please, as I read the proclamation. Please come on down.
They all get a proclamation.
I think they get a certificate.
Yeah, there's.
Even my old teacher.
All right, this is an official proclamation from the City of Beloit. Whereas there were 4 elections in the City of Beloit in 2016, where a total of 26,414 ballots, including 3,772 absentee ballots, were cast by Beloit voters. And whereas despite the large number of voters and the ballots that they cast, the election officials appointed to work in the 9 polling places throughout the city process voters respectfully, efficiently, and without delay. And whereas more than 200 outstanding residents of our community have chosen to take time out of their demanding lives to contribute to the civil well-being of the voting process in the City of Beloit. And whereas election officials span the generation gap from high school students to senior citizens and mirror the amazing diversity of our community while providing a tangible link between the voting public and the election process. And whereas election officials understand that voter confidence and trust depends on them and their interactions with electors, and know that they influence the public's confidence and trust in the transparent administration of elections in Wisconsin. And whereas election officials are the backbone of American democracy, and their dedicated service allows our democracy to flourish. And whereas the city is extremely fortunate to have residents committed to being trained and willing to work as election officials, especially in recent years where election laws are fluid and change rapidly. And where it is most appropriate to recognize the contribution that election officials make each time we cast our votes. Now, therefore, let it be proclaimed that the City Council for the City of Beloit hereby officially recognize the significant efforts associated with the accomplishment of tasks identified above to call on the individuals who served as election officials during a presidential year, and hereby expresses their sincere gratitude on behalf of the City of Beloit staff and residents for the outstanding service provided by all parties involved with the multiple elections in 2016. Thank you. Dated this 21st day of November, 2016. David F. Lupke, President, and we have Lorena Ray Stottler, our City Clerk, who I know that you are all intimately familiar with. And we have a proclamation for each of you to receive.
Thank you, Councilor Schiller. Thank you, everybody, for your time and effort also. It's a long day, wasn't it, Lori, from 7? What time were they there?
We get rolling at 6 a.m. to set up the polls, and the last polling place came in at 11:30 at night.
6 in the morning to 11 at night. Wow. Thank you. It's a lot of work.
Did they have to walk a minute?
Okay. Public hearings.
There are no public hearings. On to citizen participation.
Okay, citizens participation. At this time, we'd like to ask anybody who'd like to comment to the council, to the public, to step forward, but we'll take people who fill out the sheet first. If you do come forward, please limit your comments to 3 minutes or less. Do not make any disparaging comments or personal attacks. And please give your name and address. Our first person to speak will be Daryl Adams.
My name is Daryl Adams. I live at 1431.
Speak right into the mic, please.
Oops.
Okay.
Get this pointed at me, huh?
Okay.
My name is Daryl Adams. I live at 1431 Biddle Street in Beloit. I came in a couple of weeks ago to see if they would call me about that, and I was just wondering, I need to hear from them. I'd like to have them look at this before the snow goes down regarding this water problem in my backyard. And soon we're going to have snow, obviously. So if I could get them to do that, whoever will, Drew Pennington or whatever. I need this looked at because there's buildings going up back there. The water's getting worse. This problem is only going to get worse. It's not going to go away. And sooner or later, there's going to be some big trees coming down as a result of this. So I would like to put forth, again, the idea that I would like them to look at this.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. Somebody will contact you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next speaker, Beth Walker. Good evening.
I have a two-part.
Name and address, please.
My name is Beth Walker, 1424 Merrill Avenue,
Thank
Beloit,
you.
Wisconsin.
Go ahead.
And I have a two-part deal here. I've noticed on the on-ramp to Beloit from I-90 is cluttered with so much trash, it looks like a garbage dump. I mean, entering Beloit looks horrendous to me. I clean at the Beloit Visit Rest Area every day. I travel this every day, and we work with challenged adults to give them learning skills and everything. And when we show that people are invited into Beloit, and this is the first thing they see, it's terrible. It really looks bad. It needs to be cleaned up as fast as possible. It's bad.
Beth, just for clarification, you've written down here, is that the one by Pilot?
I-85, or 185B, exit to Beloit from 90.
By Pilot and by...
Yes.
Yes, okay.
Yes, by coming into Beloit to the Walmart area with all the eateries.
We will
We've had
forward these
plenty
to...
of guests ask us there at the visitor center, 2 eateries, 2 things to do in Beloit, and that's the first thing they see when they get off of the ramp.
This is state property. We'll get this forward to the right state officials.
And the other question was, are we going to be revamping our exit and entrance ramps there to Beloit?
We've been working with the state, and it's an ongoing process. It's been going on for about 5 years, and it will be going on for probably for 6 or 7
I
more
noticed
years.
the rest of them from Beloit to Madison
Yes.
have been changed, but Beloit's
They've
like
been-
the last.
They've been meeting already for, yes. But again, Beloit is part of that, but it's a
Yes.
state-run thing, and we're part, just like the property is state property, but we can get this information to them.
I thank you very much.
And thank you for your concern.
Thank you for your time.
Go ahead, Sheila.
Thank you. Can I just ask, Beth, did you leave us your number so we can contact you? Okay, thank you, because you had said that you work with a group of individuals that might be able to help us take care of that on a regular basis, which would be wonderful, actually, so it's not just a one-time. Thank you. Okay,
We've
just
got
wanted
the,
to
yeah,
make sure.
we got, and I've seen that, Sheila, done in some places. The Kiwanis or whatever, they take a certain part of the, I think
That'd
there
be
are some
great.
forms to fill out, but because there are safety factors involved too. I know that the State Patrol wants to know who's in that area, but thank you. Thank you again. Okay. Anybody else who would like to address the council this time? First call. Second call for anybody else who'd like to speak? Third and final call. Okay, that will close our public hearing, citizen participation. A consent agenda.
All items listed under the consent agenda are considered routine and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered at this point on the agenda.
Would anybody like anything from A to F removed? Sheila?
Yes, thank you. I'd like to request that item E as an exit be removed, please.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay, then the consent agenda will consist of items A, B, C, D, and F. Is there a motion?
Move approval.
Moved by Levy, seconded by Duncan. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? It passes 6-0. E.
Item 6E is an application for a conditional use permit to allow other entertainment-oriented retail for the purpose of a banquet hall facility in a C2 neighborhood commercial district for property located at 1703 Park Avenue in the city of Beloit.
Ms. Christensen.
This is just an application being referred to Plan Commission, who will meet on it tomorrow. It'll come back to you for action at your next meeting. It's a request for a banquet facility. I don't know what more you.
Yeah, I guess I do have two specific questions just to be prepared for when it comes back. I wanted to know, what will be the amount of notification that will happen for the residents in the neighborhood about the use of this building?
They were already notified.
Okay, and so you haven't heard anything back from any of them yet?
Well, there's -4 comments that we've received from residents opposed, and 1 from the credit union. That will all be included in, it's all actually in the staff report to plan, so
Okay.
it'll be in the staff report when it comes back to you.
Great. And then will you be able to communicate with the applicant directly and encourage them to be here at the meeting when it comes back? Because I will have questions for them. I just want to make sure on the record that that individual knows we expect them to be here to answer our questions.
I'll have Drew let them know that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Any other questions for Ms. Christensen? Thank you, Julie. Is there a motion?
I move.
Motion by Preschel,
I'll second.
seconded by DeForest. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Ordinances?
There are no ordinances nor appointments this evening.
Okay, we'll go to councilor activities and upcoming events. Councilor DeForest.
Thank you. Two very exciting things that happened in our city recently. One was a ceremony that was held by First Congregational Church to recognize and celebrate the contributions of our police officers, firefighters, and EMT. And I wanted to thank the congregation for having the program. I would like to echo the sentiments that were made at that event, because I know that a lot of our personnel would have liked to have been there, but they were out actually working calls and out on the job. And so I just want to make sure that I echo those sentiments that the members of First Congregational Church wanted to share, that we appreciate them and we appreciate their tireless sacrifice. And I want to thank Reverend Baumgardner for her leadership in organizing that program to recognize them. And I also was thrilled to attend the Solidarity event that was held yesterday. There were well over 100 people there wanting to just come out and communicate to all of Beloit residents that we care about them, that we will do everything in our power to make sure that Beloit is a place where everyone feels safe and valued. And it was incredible to me to see people there from all sectors and organizations and walks of life coming together to say that as Beloiters we care about each other deeply, and that we're going to do all we can to make sure that everyone feels welcome. And I want to pledge personally that I will do everything in my power to make sure that this city is a place where everyone feels safe and valued. And I'd like to share that in Spanish. Haré todo en mi poder para asegurar que Beloit sea un lugar donde todas personas se sienten seguros y valorados. I want to make sure that people know that we do care about them and that we are committed to serving all of our residents. So thank you for that opportunity. Our city manager represented us well at this event, did an excellent job sharing those sentiments as well. And so really a fantastic event. Thank you to those who had a hand in organizing it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sheila. Councilor Slaniker.
I had an opportunity.
Okay.
I attended the social justice conference with the YWCA. It was a very good event, good speakers, good information, and that's all that I have for tonight.
Thank you. Councilor Duncan.
First, I want to, am I on now?
You're on.
Okay. First, I want to thank Lorena Stottler, our city clerk, and the staff for their hard work at the polls on Election Day. I can't imagine all that they had to do so that things could run smoothly, but they did a fantastic job, and then it was great that we recognized some of those individuals as well tonight. And then I want to mention that I read the note that was sent to us from John Emery regarding the election. He mentioned that it is the City Council who is elected to provide leadership through words, actions, and by enacting policies and directives to formalize city employee and citizens' responsibilities. I understand that completely. And as a council, we are here to protect the rights of Beloit citizens. And I look forward to assisting my colleagues in putting forth efforts so that no one will feel threatened, isolated, or powerless. The recent election process has been like none other, but we can get through this time of transition by respecting one another and conquering hate and fear by showing love. And I encourage every individual to do just that. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Preschel.
Well, first of all, let me echo and thank Sheila and Regina for saying what they said, and thank the people who organized the Beloit Together gathering last night. And thanks to our city manager for representing our cities and our thoughts so well. To appreciate it. I don't do public speaking, so I took pictures. Anyway, and speaking of pictures, I was at the BIF and BPL Casino Night fundraiser, which was really interesting, really cool, and a good time, and a challenging night for pictures too. But it was something that both of these organizations are great examples of what can happen in Beloit, and we need to support them, and I was happy to do so in any way I can. I also attended Welty's Moonlight Hike at Big Hill Park, and it was really something to walk through the park in moonlight, and it was very cool. That moon is nice and bright and casting great shadows, and you guys are great. So anyway.
I was like, what the heck were you doing outside at midnight?
It was not midnight. It was moonlight. I would like to have stayed out longer. But anyway, it was a really nice night. A lot of people attended, and it's great to see the Welty Center out there. It's a great gem that we've got out there at the Big Hill Center. So, and by any means, let's all do this again sometime. This moonlight hike thing was pretty cool. Anyway, that's all I have for you now. Beat that one.
Vice President Levy.
I want to see him commit to a moonlight hike.
Yeah, you wait on that one there. I don't hike during the day. That's only if I done a moonlight hike. Actually, I'm glad to see that we can have fun down here as a council. So oftentimes I like to let the citizens know that even though we conduct a lot of business down here, and it seems as though that we're always at each other, we have a mutual respect for one another, and so when you hear us joking and laughing about it, that just exemplifies what we represent down here, that we all care about the city, but we also care about each other, and we can have fun even though we conduct business. So I never want the citizens to think that we're just down here having fun and having a good time, but we are conducting business. But I think it's important that when you do that, you still enjoy life, and that's exactly what we're doing. And if they think they're ever going to get me out hiking, yeah, we'll wait on that one. So that's all I have.
How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about that?
Thank you.
It's not on my immediate. It's not on my bucket list.
Follow it up with a bike race.
Yeah, it's not on my
Bike
bucket
race
list right
after.
now. So yeah.
Okay. On a more somber note, before I go into what I've done the last couple weeks, I want to mention that we've lost a valued city employee, Roger Yan, who worked at City Hall, passed away yesterday. And we all want to reflect on his service to the city and thank his family and just mourn his loss. Roger Yan. The last week or so, I also spent time with Councilor DeForest and our city manager at the First Con Church, and a very nice ceremony. And both Chief Liggett and Chief Zabowski were there and did a very nice job addressing the congregation and the people in attendance on that Saturday. And our city manager gave a nice welcome to our first responders. Also, Latino Services had a nice luncheon at the, what do they call it? I call it the Holiday Inn. It's the Garden Inn now, the Garden Inn. And with us there also with Chief Leggett and Eric Miller, Julie Christensen, and were there other staff there that I missed? Antonio, okay. And that was a very nice luncheon, recognizing people like Cindy Heineke and others who've given much to the Latino community. On Bet's Day, Armistice Day, there were a couple very nice ceremonies. I attended one with our city manager at Grinnell Hall, and I love it both there and at Culver's later. And there our city manager gave a very nice talk, a very poignant talk. But it's nice also at these ceremonies, they play music for each of the branches of each service, and the vets in the audience stand up and are recognized. Just a very, very wonderful moment. The one at Culver's was outdoors. It was kind of cold, but it was very warm in our hearts because it was just a very nice ceremony. One of the CEO of Culver's was there, and I think that day they gave 11% of their earnings in many of the Culvers in the Midwest to the vets. So a very nice ceremony. I was not able to make it last night. Luckily, Sheila was there and City Manager Loy Lewis were there, and I had heard some very positive things about it. And thank you, City Manager, for reading some comments. And I just want to read some comments to all Beloiters at this time from this, and I'm speaking on behalf of the City Council, all of us. And I think Vice President Levy made a very good point. We may have different opinions down here with one another, and we maybe don't always agree, but we're unified in one thing, and that's doing what's best for our community, doing what's best for Beloit, and that's first and foremost. Otherwise, I'd have a hard time serving in this council, but every single member of this council cares deeply for our community. But I also want to say, and repeat some words that Manager Luther read last night for me, that the City Council stands behind all of our citizens to ensure their safety, freedom, and ability to live in a secure environment. We are dedicated to fairness and the protection of everyone's civil rights. And I think Sheila said it very well too in her comments earlier. So let there be no doubt in that. And I do speak for all the councilors. Okay, that's it for the councilors' announcements. Good.
There is no city manager's presentation, so under reports from boards and city officers, 11A is a resolution authorizing application and acceptance of a community grant from the Walmart Foundation for Shop with a Hero program and amending the 2016 general fund operating budget.
Chief Liggett.
Good evening, councilors. This is a grant that we receive annually for Shop with a Hero program. The police department and fire department participate in this grant program, and we receive monies in which we go and mentor children and shop with them at our local Walmart. And they have the choice of purchasing a gift for themselves or purchasing a gift for a family member. Each child gets about $35 from the program, and we serve annually about 200 kids through this grant program. We get also other departments like the town of Beloit Police Department, Fire Department, the FBI office in Madison, and the Rock County Sheriff's Department also participates in helping us out with this valuable program. So we appreciate your support, and I entertain any questions you have.
All I can say from my vantage point, it's a wonderful program, and just keep it up. It's just wonderful seeing those pictures of those kids and the officers, and just makes your heart warm. Is there a motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
Moved by Levy, seconded by DeForest. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
B.
11B is a resolution authorizing application and acceptance of a risk reduction grant from Cities and Villages Mutual Insurance Company and amending the 2016 general fund operating budget.
Chief.
Last year we came in November actually it was December for this grant. It was through our liability insurance company and workers' comp carrier, and they have this grant money that the police department and fire department would like to put to use for a second year in helping us fund Lexapol system. Lexapol is a policy management system that provides us with national best practices compliant with state law. It's reviewed by Wisconsin attorneys on a regular basis, and they're updated for us as part of the service agreement with the policy program. Each of our departments is still in the process of implementing this program. It takes a great deal of work to go through the policies, vet them, put our inputs and our own operational profile into the policy system, have them vetted by the city attorney, and then roll them out to our staff. It comes with a knowledge management system that allows us to put training bulletins out to our staff and then monitor and make sure that our staff are completing training requirements for each of our critical policies within the city. So this helps us offset that cost, and we would appreciate your support and entertain any questions that you may have.
Are there any questions for Chief Liggett? Is there a motion? Motion by Duncan, seconded by Slaniker. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Passes 6-0. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you very much, and happy Thanksgiving.
Same to you. C.
Under 11C, the City Council may adjourn into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin Stats 19.85, Sub 1E, to discuss potential real estate transaction, the discussion of which would harm the city's competitive or bargaining interest if held in open session, namely the potential transfer of outlot number 1 of Walnut Grove, plat number 2 of the City of Beloit.
Is there a motion to go to closed session?
So moved.
Moved by Levy.
Second.
Seconded by DeForest. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We will now adjourn to closed session. moved by Duncan to go back into open session. Is there a second? Okay, sorry. We are in open session. Sorry. Go ahead, Ms. Christensen.
2278 Winchester, I gotta make sure I have that right. 2278 Winchester Drive is a lot. The outlet 1 is about 1.13 acres in size. It provides a convenient access to Freeman Park. It was contemplated in the Walnut Grove development that they would dedicate it to the city, which would provide access to Freeman Park. At this point, we are recommending that the city purchase this for $1. There is an offer to purchase in your packet, which has purchasing for $1, with conditions that we split the closing costs and fees, and that the closing take place at Bravazon Title, and that the offer is contingent upon city council approval, and we're recommending that you accept this offer.
Any questions, or is there a motion? Moved by DeForest.
Second.
Seconded by Duncan. All in favor of accepting, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Passes 6-0. Thank you, Ms. Christensen. Yeah, just, what's that? We should probably adjourn, yeah. Is there a motion for D, for number 12? Mark, you're,
I make a move to adjourn?
is there a second? Seconded by Sloniker. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The meeting is adjourned. Lori has that.